Once upon a time there was 3 little boys. We had Blair, Logan and Harry. Some people said that Harry was a funny one, and yes, this is a funny picture. But I think Logan was just as funny, especially in this picture, when we caught him looking for his legs. My 3 amazing little boys, and I love them. My real life superheroes. Devices, no smiles on faces. I need to do something about this. I need to give them a reason to put their arms around each other one more time, smile. I want to give them a reason to have a laugh, somewhere that they can have a laugh. So what we're going to do is build them a treehouse in this corner. And then what we're going to do in that corner is build them the log cabin. We'll start though with this treehouse. And then knock that down, transform the garden and give them this log cabin. So please join me, John McMaster, and my 3 amazing little boys in our journey of showing you and sharing with you our experience of building the log cabin, but first building that treehouse. So please click subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I promised my boys that I would build them a treehouse, but I don't have any mature trees, so I've got to be creative, and you'll get to see that in the next video when we do the treehouse build. In this one though, it's all about the garden and getting that prepared for that build. So the digger's in, we've marked out a shape in the garden that we want the digger to kind of turn the earth over, make a couple of different levels, make it a usable space a bit better. So I've marked out the bottom with some plywood and some stakes, and then some stakes around the hillside where the digger will cut in and turn over the soil. So we're getting on well, looking good, cutting into the garden, flattening out that end. Great, but then the digger driver was explaining it's a really tough job. He said it's a soil called red clay, and it's red boulder clay, and that means that it's full of big rocks, a bit like you get in River Rock, and it's really smooth, but they're massive, and actually they're all different sizes, and that gave me another idea. So I can build a stream into a pond from those rocks and use those rocks as part of the stream. So I've put those to one side, and that will also come up in another video coming up soon. It's now my time to move the 24 tonnes of soil from the front of the house to the back of the house using that wheelbarrow. It was actually good fun. Hard work, but hard work can be good fun. And that's what this is all about, having a bit of fun and enjoying my time with my 3 amazing little boys. So I'm getting the garden a bit level now, give me a level to work on to build the wall at the back. You see that the wall's now in place. Now I've used 2.4 by 200 by 400 sleepers, a solid piece of wood treated so they'll last a few years, and at the front I'll use a couple, and at the back we used about 8 or 9 high, and it's a solid wall at the back. Remember, it was holding back all this earth, and that hill goes on to another hill above here, which you'll get to see later in the video too. So when it rains, you know, there's a good chance that the wall may come in the soil, so this should do the trick and hold it in place. You see I've got the bottom sleepers in place now, and that's just outlining all the way around the slabs at the bottom of the house, and we'll update that later too, but you know, I can only do one thing at a time. So this looking good, 1 sleeper laid out bare at the bottom, 2 on top, it's a nice level. I'll just do some backfilling around the edges of the sleepers at the bottom, and then we'll get some topsoil on there, and then some red blaze on top of the topsoil, and then we'll put some grass on. So it's looking good, it's looking tidy, it's looking fresh. It's a beautiful day again in Scotland. I'm loving it. Look what a bit of hard work gets you. The garden's really transforming. That just unusable bit of grass on a hill is now a nice flat level, and we've got a big wall at the back, we've got a wall at the front, we've got a nice shape. We're going to garden a bit of character as well, I think. I'm not a gardener, I'm not a professional, but I'm giving it a go. So I've got the red blaze through on top of the soil, I've flattened it out slightly. Red blaze is something that we used to use on football pitches in Scotland. It was famous for when you were tackled, you would fall over and your leg would be all scratched to pieces, but that's alright, it just made us tougher. So we're at the stage now for a bit of grass, and here it's coming in. I'm so happy with what has gone on so far. In fact, I'm delighted. I think I'm trying to do a Usain Bolt at this point. And there's one of my best friends who's stayed with me for years in the garden, Mr. Robin. Every time I dug a little bit of garden or did something in a garden, he would be just a few metres away from me, waiting to look for some worms or some other bits and treats. And I always did, and he always stayed with me. It was fantastic seeing the wildlife come into the garden. One last job to do, cut the grass. Logan said, "Dad, you've done a great job, you take it easy, I've got this covered." He put his skip cap on backwards, out he went with his pretend lawnmower. So great. That's it. The garden is ready. Or is it? Nope. So, got the orders, we have to make a slight adjustment to all that hard work we did. Up in this corner, you know how it comes out as a dog leg? Well, that's to be cut away, but this time we can't bring the digger in, it's got to be done by hand, and I've got to tell you, that red clay was tough, really tough. But again, a bit of fun with the boys, a bit of a laugh, and being with them, the important thing, spending time. So I've cut it out, I've made it one big wall straight across, put some grass seed in. We've got some big rocks at the back, just to start some plants in. That's us ready, so please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and we will see you in the treehouse build, and that'll be coming up on the next video.